series of Jump, and I want to welcome you here in the month of June where we are jumping, and today is all about jumping into the spotlight. So today we're going to really have a conversation on how we can develop in certain areas of our life, and we're going to be looking at it from under the spotlight. Someone write in the chat spotlight, because today is going to be a spotlight. I'm going to introduce you to a few concepts as well today that I hope you can carry forward into your life. And if I've been mentoring you for a while now, potentially you have these tools in your toolbox already, but I want to reignite the value of these tools. And I also want to reignite you to utilize these tools on a day-to-day basis. So the first thing I want you to type on the top of right on the top of your page is this: I am an agent of change. I'm an agent of change. It's so important to recognize that each and every one of us are agents of change. No matter what interaction we have, every single interaction has the power to help somebody else to grow, to develop, to rise, or to shrink, okay? And as an agent of change, all right, it is key that we are very intentional about what it is that we do, all right? Now, if you are on this call a person who leads a team, or you lead an organization, or you are a leader in your workplace, or even a leader at your home, I want to let you know that you are an agent of change. And I want to ask you to just reflect on this as we go through today's session around how your behaviors, how your habits impact those around you that you are influencing. Because agents of change are influential people. Now, whether you know it or not, you are influencing people on a daily basis, right? Just by the way you wear your hair could influence the people that look up to you. Just by the way you dress could influence the people around you. Just by the way you speak will influence the people in your home, right? And so agents of change, we have to be particularly strategic with the way we behave, with the way that we speak, with the way that we dress, with the way that we go for our goals, and even with our attitudes and our mindset. Also, as well, agents of change have particular values as well. Now, one of the things that I have noticed when it comes to agents of change that are very successful is they are intentional about growth, right? It is key to be learning all the time. They have a saying, if you stop learning, you are dying. And so agents of change are continuously looking for ways to improve, for ways to be more efficient, for ways to be more powerful, to achieve their goals, to be able to get to a new level. And so the first tool I want to introduce you today, or reintroduce to you, is the tool that is going to help you to self-evaluate. And I think that agents of change also have learned a way to evaluate self. You know, a lot of you that have been mentored by me before, you've heard me with the window versus the mirror analogy. Unsuccessful people, they look out the window. They say it's everybody's fault outside, and I can't achieve this because of the government. I can't achieve this because of the statistics. I can't achieve this because of the family I've been brought up into. I can't achieve this because of the money that I don't have. I can't achieve this because of my credit score. I can't achieve this because they look at all of the outside influences. But successful people, they look at themselves and say, what can I do? I want you to type in the chat, I can. Because no matter what is going on in your life right now, I'm going to tell you this, there are things that you can do. There are things that you can do. Now, whether you choose to do it is a completely different story, but there are things that you can do. There are things that I can do. There are things that we can do that's within our power, that needs no more resources, that needs no more money, that needs no necessarily more time. It just means a decision is made that I can do what it is that I know I can do. And so when we're looking at self-evaluation, there's 4 things we need to look at. What can I do more of, right? Now, what does the more mean? More means, what do I need to do that already works? I've seen that when I do this, I get the result in which I desire. Maybe I need to just increase the frequency of what it is that I'm doing. What is it that I need to do more of? Someone say more. How many of you right now know that there's some activities or there's some things that you get the result when you do it, you just need to do more of it? Have you ever looked back on yourself and you look back at certain things, you're like, that was really working when I was doing that. Why did I stop? I need to do that again. Right? Look back into your relationship when things were on an all-time high. What were you doing when it was on an all-time high? Look back in your workplace. Look back in your business. Look back in some of the things that you've had success in and ask yourself, what were you doing well that you've stopped doing or that you need to up the frequency in order to get those results again? This is why I'm very hot on documentation and journaling, because you can look back to a time where you were doing really well. You see, a lot of people, what they do is they only evaluate the bad times. They are reactive. They look at the bad times and they say, okay, now I need to change. But you see, real successful people, what they do is they look at the good times and they duplicate those good times. They look at the things that worked. They look at the things they did. And because they documented it, they may have photographs, they may have diary notes, they may have posts that they've posted, they may have spreadsheets or records of where things were going well in the past that they can go back and look and document. I want to tell you guys today that if you're not documenting your progress, you are missing a trick. You see, your progress today is a blueprint for somebody else tomorrow. It's a blueprint for yourself tomorrow. Have you created your blueprint? What are the things that you need to do that's going to help you get to the next level? I want you to take a moment to think about, or even type in the chat, some things that you do really well. Because a lot of the time we can look at the things that we don't do so well. We can look at the things we want to improve. We can look at the things that we're like, oh, I need to not do that and da-da-da. But can you ask yourself this question and type in the chat if you're able to? What are the things that you do well right now that you know if you did a bit more of that, it's going to get you even more results? Oh, Nikki, I haven't even thought about that. I haven't told myself what I've done well in a very long time. Well, maybe the evaluation of what you do well could actually help you more than looking at the things that you don't do so well. Sometimes we are a set of people that are so hard on ourselves, we tell ourselves all the things that we don't do so well. By the way, this is a chance for you to plug yourself. You see, one of the things about being in the spotlight, ladies and gentlemen, is you have to step out. You have to be bold. You have to be, prepared to put yourself out there, because here's another thing about successful people. Successful people are not shy. You cannot be shy and want to live your purpose. The two things don't go together. You have to be bold in what it is that you do. I see sing, write songs, perform, public speaking. What is it that you're good at? What is it that you know that when you do it, right? Cooking, when you do it, you see a particular result. You know you do that well, right? And if you're struggling to tell yourself what you do well, we have already reached a place where we know that's something you got to work on, right? Part of understanding your purpose, part of discovering your purpose, part of putting your purpose out there into the world is understanding what it is. What is it that you do well? And how can you do more of that? What do you do well? Counsel, listen, motivate, encourage, direct, pray, chair meetings, lead a team, set goals, values, cook, love others, supporting others. What do you do well? Now, here's another way of evaluating, which is the better. What is it that you know that you do and you need to do, but if you tweaked the quality of it, it will get you a better result? So this is now around quality. So the more is around your frequency. The better is around your quality. What is it that you need to do? Maybe you might need to sharpen the skill of it a little bit more. Maybe you need to practice a bit more. Maybe you need to, get a coach or a mentor, or maybe you need to study someone who's doing it, or maybe you just need practice. But you know you need to do it, but you just need that little bit more of a quality check. Okay, I see social media. Excellent. What else? You know it's going to bring you a result, but you got to work on the quality aspects of it. It might be a skill set issue. It might be not knowing fully how. You might be new to something and it might just take some time. But what is it that you've got to do that little bit better? What do you need to do that little bit better that's going to get you that result? And the next one is different. Now, different is a funny one. How many of you on here know that you've done things a particular way for a certain amount of time, but you know that way isn't really working for you, but you still do it anyway? You see, different is saying, hey, this strategy isn't quite working. I need to do something else. It's almost like the time where I said, look, Nikki, you've been listening to yourself for so long. You now need mentorship because you need to do something different. You can't keep listening to yourself and expecting different results. Nikki, this isn't working, so you've got to do something different. You see, different is not saying that you're a bad person. It's not saying that you are inadequate or you're not a skilled person. It's saying that your strategy may need to change. It's saying that what you're doing, how you're doing it, doesn't mean the goal changes. It means the strategy of what you're doing may not be as effective as if you change that strategy to something else. Now, this is only for people that call themselves, real leaders, because real leaders self-evaluate and they can have an honest conversation with themselves. Like when I had an honest conversation with myself and I said, Nikki, you're putting on weight again. And if you keep going shopping and you keep buying cake and you keep getting all of those things that you know you like, saying that you're getting them for when a guest comes or friends or family, you know you're going to go and eat that cake. You can't keep using this same strategy and think that it's going to work. Change up the strategy. If you keep doing something and it's not working, there's only one reason. It's either you're not doing it right or you're using the wrong strategy. So different is saying, hey, look, I know I need to do this. I know this is the goal. But is it not working because I'm using the wrong strategy? Do I need to switch it up a little bit? And then one of my favorite ones, the last one, is less. What do I need to do less of or completely cut out that is either wasting my time, wasting my energy, or just non-effective, full stop? Because if I'm going to do more, better, different, then I need to find out what I'm going to do less of which is going to free up the time to be able to do more of what it is that's working. Have you ever seen yourself doing things that you know has no value, that doesn't add anything to where it is that you want to go or the result that you desire, but you do it anyway? How about ladies chatting on the phone about foolishness? Watching things on television that you know isn't going to push you towards where you're going to go, right? Time wasting is one of those ones that we have to do less of. We have to do less of time wasting. Now, in order to be successful in whatever capacity that we're looking at, we are going to have to self-evaluate. What do I need to do more, better, different, and less in order to get myself to that next level? I have to push the needle. Managing time can be such a challenging process, and it requires an ongoing commitment, okay? It requires structure, it requires discipline in order to execute what we're talking about successfully anyway. But it also often requires to have the right people around you that is going to support, encourage, and also at times hold you accountable to that. So my question is who are you around at the moment that doesn't mind putting you in that spotlight to hold you accountable for what it is that you have said that you want to achieve? Put a 1 in the chat if you currently have what I call an accountability partner. Do you have an accountability partner? Because accountability can really help you when it comes to your more, better, different, less. Now, I'm going to put you under the spotlight right now, and I'm going to ask a direct question. Now, you don't have to answer if you don't want to. We can pretend that you're watching on the replay. But here's the direct question for you. You guys ready for it? The direct question. When we look at the term financial literacy, we're talking about understanding the 5 pillars of finance, but ultimately it's understanding money. When you're understanding your money, you can understand how to put that money to work, where to put that money to protect yourself, how you manage that money when it comes to fun, and and how to balance yourself when it comes to your bills. Okay, we understand the 5 pillars of financial literacy. My question to you is this: do you believe, based on what you're doing now, you are in a position to say that you are managing your finances in a place where you want it to be at this moment in time? In other words, are you happy with the money that you have? Are you happy with what's coming in? Are you happy with what's coming out? Are you happy with where you live? Are you happy with the car you drive? Are you happy with the contribution you give towards your kids? Are you happy with the current situation that you currently have with the finances that you have right now? I'm asking a direct question. I'm putting you under the spotlight. And we can pick any topic. And over the weeks, I've picked relationships, we've picked friendships. But today, we're talking about that M word that most people want to run away from. If you're not happy with where you are financially, my question to you today is, what do you need to do more, better, different, less in order to change that? Because I wouldn't be giving you the respect that you deserve. If we sat on this call every Monday and I told you that by thinking in the right way, all your problems are going to be solved. Now, we do know that your thoughts impact your emotions, which support your actions, which ultimately produce your results. So we do have to think the right way. That's the TEAR, T-E-A-R, right? That's the TEAR strategy. Your thoughts impact your emotions. So if you're feeling low, the likelihood is you're going to have low results because your thoughts impact your emotions. That's your mood. If you have a bad mood, you potentially will have bad results. Your results are in alignment with your mood. This is why those of you that know that we trade gold, I delete negative messages. I delete anything that potentially could affect my mood because my mood impacts my results. Some people are very, very comfortable typing, speaking, hearing negativity on a minute-by-minute basis. Some people get frustrated very easily. And I tell you this, the mood and the thoughts that you have going through your mind is a direct correlation to the results you have at the present moment. And if you don't like the results that you have at the moment, then the thoughts that go through your mind have to change. Now, the thoughts that go through my mind. Now, here's the thing that they say to people. They see successful people. Show me your results. Have you ever heard somebody say that? Show me your results. And here's my answer. Me showing you my results doesn't help you. You know what will help you? If you understand the way I think. Because if you understand the way I think and you begin to adopt a similar thought process, you will then put the actions behind what it is that's got the results. Somebody will catch that on the way home. I learned this from a very successful person. They said, don't ever ask me for the results. You know the results, you've seen them. Ask me how I was thinking. Ask me what I was doing. Ask me what my thought process was when I was going through the deepest, darkest tunnel of my life, how I managed to get up off that floor. It wasn't at looking at successful people's results. It was being sick and tired of my current situation. Let me ask somebody on the call. Anybody here sick and tired of their current situation? You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer. But I know there's somebody somewhere that's sick and tired of their current situation. That's fed up. They're working hard. They're putting in the effort. But they're sick and tired. What do you have to do? Because I can sit here and tell you, look out the window, it's their fault. They're treating you badly. You should have been promoted by now. You definitely should be earning more money. But me massaging that piece of you that needs to be massaged isn't going to help. Sometimes you need to get mad at your situation. It makes you move a little different. That's what MAD stands for, right? Sometimes you got to get angry at your situation. It makes you make decisions. It makes you say, do you know what? Enough is enough. I'm done with playing small. Enough is enough. I'm going to get radical. Enough is enough. I'm going to stop playing small. But you see what you have to do? You have to spotlight your situation. You got to go under the spotlight and say to yourself, you know what? I'm not happy with where I am. I'm grateful. I'm not where I used to be, but I am not happy with where I am right now. Something has to change. And guess where the change starts? It starts with me. I got to change. I got to get in the rooms. I got to start to educate myself. I got to go back to college or university. I got to start digging deep. I need to start doing the research. There are so many things I can do. I can come home and go on that Google and start to research who's doing what it is that I need to do. I can go on my phone. I can start making phone calls. I can start messaging people privately. I can ring the bank. I can go down to the bank. There must be a moment where you say enough is enough. And maybe you're not at your enough is enough moment. Maybe you just want a little extra, and that's fine too. But it's knowing where you are at. Now, if you are not happy financially, because today we're talking money, if you're not happy with your money, you're not happy with what your money's moving funny, you're manifesting your millions, you're still, in your cycle of first million, whatever it is, millionaire mastery is on its way to you, but you're not happy right now with your current situation, my question to you is, what are you going to do about it? What's the plan? Well, here's what I'm going to give to you today, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope you're still there. The call's gone quiet. Nikki, you're pinching our corn toe today, Nick. Here's what we're going to do. And I tell you this, for somebody, this is a prophetic call. And I don't know who is going to receive it today, but for somebody, it's a prophetic. I want you to go into your bank account online or your bank statement and take a picture of where it is today. Don't you just send it anywhere, but you're going to hold on to it. You're going to keep it in your phone, because in 90 days' time, the trajectory of what's in your bank account right now is going to be completely changed. And the fact that it happens so radical, you have to take a screenshot of it to remind yourself that it was your faith and your self-evaluation that got you to that place. Maybe no one receives it on this call. Maybe it's for somebody on the replay. But I'm telling you now, here's step number one. You can't heal what you hide. You cannot heal what you hide. So you got to put it under the spotlight. That's the first step to rebuilding your finances. That's the first step to rebuilding your money, is we have to know where we're at. Screenshot. And you hold on to it. That's your little bit of a testimony. That's the beginning of your story. That is your proof. Because when you screenshot that, you're telling yourself that I'm going to look back at this one day and I'm going to say, wow, wasn't God good? Face it. You're on a rebuild on your finances. But if it's meant to be, it starts with me. I want you to say that to yourself. No one is coming to save you. I want to arm you today with some tools that's going to help you to rebuild your finances. Step one, you cannot heal what you hide. Know where you're at. Step two, I want you to go into the notes section on your phone. And once you type it, don't go back into it, because when you go into your notes section, the date is there. If you go in and retype it, it changes the date. So I want you to go into your phone And I want you to type in the notes section, I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning. And whatever amount of money that is per month, I want you to write it in per month. By the 31st of December, 2024. Inside that note section, I am so happy and grateful now that I am earning whatever the number is, 10,000 a month, 15,000 a month, by 31st of December, 2024. And then when we come off this call, I want you to handwrite it on a piece of paper like this, right? And sign it. And have it in front of you. Have it behind you on your phone. So you're touching it. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am earning. You guys ready for step 3? Step 3, I want you to write out your existing outgoings. What do you have currently coming out of your account? What do you have currently that you pay for on a weekly, monthly basis? I want you to write that out so you know. You can't heal what you hide. How much do you need on a monthly basis to live? Do you know that number? Has it changed? Step 4, I want you to write out your existing income. And then I want you to deduct your existing income from the income that you are declaring that you're going to earn come the end of the month. And that will give you a shortfall. Now we have a target. Now we know where we're going. Now we know the number that we're chasing. Now we know the number that we're attracting. Now we know the number that we need to work with. And the last section is around creation. I want you to break down where that extra income is going to come from. And if you have no idea where it's going to come from right now, mentorship. Mentorship. I want you to start thinking about the skill sets that you have. I want you to start thinking about how you can be in creative zone. This is where you're going to be in the spotlight, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you're saying to yourself, I need to create. Someone type in the chat. If you need more income, you need to create more. There's something that you need to create. I need to create. I need to create. You cannot heal what you hide. There is no one coming on a white horse to save you. The money has to come from somewhere. What are you going to create in this season? What are you going to do? Now, we don't have time to go into different streams of income and how you can create, but with the world that we live in right now, social media, online, there are so many different avenues in which you can create income. So many. Mighty, you can go on the internet and type, how do I create more income from home? And the list that comes up. But I'm going to tell you this. We got to start to evaluate, what do we need to do more of? Is it more creation? What do we need to do better? Self-evaluation, being honest, being consistent, different. You know what I gotta stop doing different maybe? Stop telling myself that this is it. Stop telling myself I have to wait and actually get my skates on and do it. How many of you, if you're honest, have been comfortable in your comfort zone? Comfortable complaining? You know, I had a conversation with somebody last week who told me I'm comfortable complaining. I actually like complaining. I like complaining. I'm just so used to it. You'll have friends that don't actually want to change. They just like to complain. And that's okay. If you are that person, you can say, do you know what? I actually just like complaining. The comfort zone is the broke zone, ladies and gentlemen. And this message is coming, I promise you, from the heart. Nehemiah was comfortable, but he had to leave the comfort of royalty to go on a mission of rebuild that ultimately saved nations. Some of you have gifts on the inside of you that, I kid you not, if only you just broke free from this control thing that you have and put yourself in the spotlight. Put yourself in rooms. Put yourself around individuals that's going to pull out the best in you and stop sitting in your comfort zone complaining internally. Some of you are fed up and you can't even say it out loud. But I tell you this, if you have an honest conversation with yourself after this call, you go into that bathroom, you look yourself in the mirror and you say, you know what? Nikki is so right. I'm fed up. You don't have to do it here on the call. You can do it with yourself. Listen, you can lie to me. You can lie to them. You can lie to them over there. But you need to stop lying to yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Because the moment you get that conviction within yourself, boom, it's going to unlock a new level. And if your money's playing funny right now, there's a lesson in there that you need to learn. I hope that you're ready to do more, better, different, less. I hope you're ready to expand in your finances. I hope you're ready to grow to the level that you know your worth. You see, whenever your money starts to act funny, there's a behavioral issue. And it's either there's something that needs correcting, or there's a new level that you need to grow to. Is it spending habits that need to be corrected? Do you even love yourself? Like, some people are happy to spend on others and are so mean to themselves. When was the last time you invested in yourself? When was the last time you put yourself in a room? I had someone say to me, Nikki, I can't come to the event. It's like 45 minutes away from my house. 45 minutes? Are you not worth 45 minutes? When was the last time you looked at your finances? Listen, do you know when your money comes out of your account, all of it shouldn't go to bills? That's financial literacy 101, by the way. When your money comes into your account, it shouldn't all go out to bills. There should be an element towards investing. Now, most people think that's investing in stocks or shares or gold or whatever. But actually, the first investment you should be doing is in yourself. How much are you investing in you each month? You know, there was a season where I said to myself, I'm going to make sure I invest at least at least £1,000 a month on myself. And I laughed the other day because it's gone up from then. Like, is that all, Nick? You were thinking so small. I'm sitting in rooms now that I'd never imagined, because I chose to invest in myself. I will invest time, I will invest money, energy to make sure I'm in the right rooms, to make sure that I'm getting the right information, to make sure that I'm exposed to the right resources, the right materials. Some of you are so mean to yourself, you won't even invest in yourself. 20% of your income should be invested or saved. How much are you investing in yourself on a monthly basis? I want you to go through your accounts and have a look. How much do you invest in you on a monthly basis? And when I say invest, I mean you're putting your money somewhere where there is going to be a potential return. Whether that is knowledge, skills, information. I'm not talking about clothes. Clothes, well, they can be an investment if you're going out networking, but I'm talking about returns, right? Attire is also important. That is an investment. I believe that everyone should be invested in themselves monthly, even if it's one piece of jewelry, glasses, a jacket. You want to invest in yourself every month because you're going to be outside every month. Because you realize that actually my money's playing funny, so I need to be in the right rooms. And if I'm going to be in the right rooms, I can't wear the same thing over and over again, so I'm going to have to invest in myself. Let today be the day where you have an honest conversation with yourself. What do I need to do more, better, different, less? If you're brave enough, only for the brave, you can share those with me. Share them in the groups. Expose the enemy. Let us hold you accountable. If you're brave enough. But something has to change. I don't want, listen, we're halfway through the year. We're not ending this year the same way we started. I don't know who is going to receive that, but I know for sure I'm not ending the year the same way I started. There has to be change. That 6-letter word that seems so far gone. Let me tell you this. You know, you're one phone call away from a completely different life. One phone call away. One. I had a phone call 2 weeks ago. Nikki, guess what? I've got you in the room with the Prime Minister of Jamaica. That completely changed my life. Because the seeds that's been sowing before, I've been sowing. Because I've been knowing. Like when you sow, you got to know. You can't sow in question. You can't sow and doubt. You can't sow and be like, yo, is it going to happen? No, you sow and know. You know that my seeds are not going down the wrong way. My seeds are going in good ground. So when you sow, you don't sow and grumble. Some people, they invest in themselves and like, oh, you're so mean on yourself. You sow and you know that that seed is coming back for a harvest. That harvest is coming to you. When you sow into yourself, you know. You don't sow and doubt. You don't sow and wonder. You don't sow and say if. You sow knowing there's going to be a harvest. What do you have to do more, better, different, less? Do you have to love yourself a little bit more? How are you going to get your money up in this season? How are you going to manage? And let me tell you this, and we ain't got time for this one. But more money means more problems. If you get more money and you don't know how to be disciplined, they call it stewardship. How many of you have had an increase at work, but you don't see an increase at home? And I know inflation, but sometimes it's not inflation. Sometimes it's your spending. It's your habits. It's not inflation. So you also have to do the work. You also have to ask for discipline, for stewardship. Get a diary, get some kind of, I remember when I first started the bank, me and one of my friends, we had this diary and we used to get £997 a month. I never forget it. And we were living off of £997 a month, living in our parents' home. And out of that 997, I would save 700. I'd give my mum 200 and I would use the rest just for little toiletries. And I was so frivolous, because I had a goal to buy my first house. We were living off £997. And then I got a little promotion at work and the money went up to 1,200. And the spending increased. I then took out a phone on contract. I then decided to do other, and I tell you this, why? Because how many of you right now, and I'm going back 20 years, can live off of £997 a month? We laugh. There's no way any of us could live off of that. But the point is if you get more money, are you really going to be better off? Or is it your spending habits that needs to be guarded first before that more money comes? Because there's a difference between spending and investing. That's why it's in two different sections. We ain't got time for that today. And so the homework, ladies and gentlemen, is to go through those 7 steps. Number 1 was what? Let's see who was paying attention. Number 1. Who's paying attention? Oh, you guys were paying attention. You guys were paying attention. I see. Yes, so you do have to do the more, better, different, less. That's the overall theme. But number 1 is knowing where you are, right? You have to know where you are. You got to look yourself in the mirror. You got to know where you are. You got to know that you want more, right? You got to know. This is not I wonder. This is I know. I know I want more. You got to know you want more, right? Know you want more. You're going to write it down. Put it at the back of your phone. Some of you should have written it down already. I'm so happy and grateful now, right? Written it on a piece of paper and sign it. Have it all over your house. You got to know where you're going, right? What else? Right? We need to make sure we're very clear on this, because in order to move forward, right? And some of you need to watch this again. I'm going to upload it straight away on the YouTube channel. And you're going to watch this again to make sure that you've got it in your mind, because I don't want no one sitting here. I don't want no one sitting here, same time, this time next year, and we're having the same conversations. Right? So number 1 is knowing where you are. You're going to screenshot your bank account, right? So you know exactly where you are. That's your testimony loading, right? Very important. Number 2 is where you're going. You're going to write down, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am earning. You're going to put the number there, and you're going to put by the 31st of December, 2024. You're going to sign that. Right? Very, very important. Very, very important that you do that. Right? Once you've done that, you're then going to make sure, yes, income and expenditure, that's number 4. Let's see what you've got in here. Yes. So once you've got you've got your screenshot of your bank statement, you know exactly where you are. Then after that, you're going to make sure that you have your affirmation on exactly what it is that you want to get to. Then you're going to list out your outgoings, okay? What you have coming out on a monthly basis, and you're going to total that up so you know, this is number 3, how much you need to live off of on a monthly basis. Why am I telling you to do that, guys? Because as your income goes up, minus inflation, your spending shouldn't go up. Maybe your investing may go up, but your spending shouldn't go up. This is not the time for you to be spending. Right? Number 4 is looking at what you have coming in. What do you have coming in right now? All right. And number 5 is looking at the shortfall between what you have coming in to what you are aspiring to get to. So you're looking at the difference of that number. Right? Number 6 is then asking yourself, how am I going to create that difference? What do I need to do? What do I need to create? What do I need to make? Maybe I need to sell something. Maybe I need to go online. Also, as well, stop fighting where it is that God wants to take you. Shy people don't get paid. You can't tell me you don't do social media. You can't, in a day where technology is taking over the world. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, as we close out this call. We're 3 minutes over. You guys give me permission to tell you this real quick, right? Number 7 is mentorship. Find somebody who has what you want. Find somebody who can give you the play, right? And hold you accountable, right? You guys give me permission to tell you this. This is obvious, but it's going to blow your mind at the same time. Right? I just got back from Jamaica. Some of you know this. And one of the biggest things for Jamaica is agriculture, right? Farming. You guys know that? You know that fruits, vegetables, and all of that lot is, you know, it is a big industry in the country of Jamaica, as it is in other Caribbean and African countries, right? Agriculture. Tell me yes in the chat, communicate, let me know you're with me. Big, big, big industry, okay? Those of you know, we have, you know, Caribbean, Africa, when you go there, the fruits don't even taste the same. So fresh, crispy, lovely, juicy, amazing. Fresh, right? Agriculture, it's a big industry, right? Exporting to different countries as well, etc. Now, of course, you have farmers. And one of the things that I found out was that the average age of a farmer is around 50 plus, right? 50 plus. And what that means is that the age of the farmers are actually getting older, because 2 decades ago, the average age was in the 40s. And so what's eventually going to happen is that the farmers are dying out, which has a big impact on potentially a very big stream of income for specific countries. It is a big problem across the Caribbean and also Africa. The farmers are dying out, right? You see the young people these days, they do not want to be farmers. Let's be real. The young people, unless their daddy was a farmer, their granddaddy was a farmer, their great-granddaddy was a farmer, the young people, how many of you have children right now, got a 13-year-old? If I told him to go in the backyard and start planting, you know, guinea and potatoes and thyme, he's going to look at me like, Mama, you for real? Like, are you for real, for real? The young people do not want to plant. They don't want to be out there, especially in the hot sun, right? So there's a problem in these countries when it comes to agriculture. They have a big budget to be able to get agriculture to be in a place where it is safe. Check this out, guys. Right? I literally seen, right? And I haven't posted it. I'm going to post it soon. What we have here now is people like, well, Nikki, technology is taking over jobs. Yeah, it is. But you know what it's also doing? It's creating jobs. So here's what they are doing right now. They have a company that is teaching young people how to build the robots that are farmers. So instead of the young people being farmers, they're learning to build, fix robots that are going to go out there in the sun and do the crops and do all of the planting and pick up all of the stuff. Now, the young people are into technology. And so technology is changing the way that countries are having to devise their training. I want you to catch this. For those of you that say, I don't do technology and I don't do social media and I don't do anything online. If you continue to say those things, you are going to go out of business. In fact, you are going to be broke because the way the world is going, countries are having to shift infrastructure and shift strategy to be able to maintain agriculture and other areas. You know, they have digital welding. How do you weld online? How do you weld online? They're teaching you how to create a robot that welds because it is an industry that is going out of business if they don't put a strategy in fast enough. So they are now creating courses to teach young people to create robots. Because here's the thing, if you import the robots into the country and the robot malfunctions, who fixes it? Now, if you have a passion for technology and fixing robots, this could be an industry where you could really rake it in because they don't have enough people who know how to fix these robots. I want you to understand how the world is moving right now. I said all of that to say this. Find a way to get tech savvy. Find a way to get into an industry that allows you to express getting close to technology. Because the way the world is going right now, whether you like it or not, technology is taking over the world. And if you can find a side hustle, a main hustle, and any hustle that has technology assigned to it, apps, online, social media, you are going to be able to change your money situation because if you can find a solution, you are going to be able to be very wealthy indeed. That is my tip, my money tip, whatever you want to call it for the day. Get those 7 things done. I'll be happy to see, those of you that complete those 7 and put those inside the community. All right. But here's the thing. After today's call, your brain should be thinking, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? How much money do I need? What do I need to do? How do I get that shortfall? What do I need to do? How do I make this money? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do better, different, less? These are the things that should be coming into your head, not what such and such is doing around the corner, not what happened to your boss last week, not because you're so focused on becoming better. You're so focused on destroying whatever situation you have in your finances right now. You're so focused on creating that you have no time doing some of the things that's not going to pay you. Do I get a yes in the chat box for me? With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, a few announcements as we close out this session. All right, if you're here for the first time, I hope you found value from today. Put an alarm in your phone. We're same link, same time, each and every Monday. It's an honor to serve you guys. It really, really is. As you can tell, I'm passionate when it comes to financial literacy. I'm passionate when it comes to people. And I'm also very passionate about unlocking that next level so that we can really rebuild and grow. Okay. So